We're waiting for a safari at Animal Kingdom.
Royal bears rich with bird life. Keep your eyes up for some of these. Hello, welcome to Kilimanjaro Safaris.
How do you keep your eyes out? Yeah? That's how you keep your eyes out? Where's the birdie? Show everybody the bird. Does it look like a flower?
Yeah, he's moving.
You're funny.
Alright, well, Jumbo, everyone. My name's Luann. I'll be your safari guide today through the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. In the far corner, there's an okapi over there. The okapi looks like it's related to a zebra since it has stripes there on its legs, but it's not a zebra relative at all. It's the only living relative of the giraffe. Squirrel in the bushes there. Over on the left there, the darker colored species is the bongo. Bongos generally stay in very dense vegetation, where they blend in very well with their surroundings, and because they blend in so well, they can be so difficult to see that they've earned themselves the nickname the ghost of the forest. The lighter colored species there is the greater kudu. Those are female kudus right there. I can tell that because they don't have any horns, whereas the males do. And also, only females gather in small groups. Right over there on the far side of the watering hole, there's a black rhino taking a nap. Now, black rhinos are generally solitary. Unfortunately, they are also very endangered. There are less than 5,000 black rhinos left in the world today, and those numbers are still dropping. That's primarily due to poaching for the horns, even though those horns are only made out of keratin. And keratin is the exact same thing as what your hair and fingernails are made out of. So technically, it's not even a true horn. Now, black rhinos are primarily a nocturnal species, so not surprising that it's napping its way through the day right now. And we are heading on over towards the Safi River, so we're going to stop over that way, see what's going on over there. Usually anywhere where there is a source of water is a good spot to look for animals. Those are hippos in the water right over here on the right. And also quite a few hippos over here on the left.
They're in the water.
Hippos are amongst the largest and are the most dangerous animal in Africa. That's because they have incisors that reach lengths of 18 inches long, and they use those for defense. There's a couple more hippos right up ahead. We'll see if those ones are going to lift their head up or not. There we go. Hippos can hold their breath underwater for about 8 minutes at a time. So that was real good timing there.
Right there.
They do generally stay submerged underwater, or submerged in the water during the daytime. That's to keep them overheating. They're a nocturnal species, so nighttime is when they also come out on the banks and graze. Those birds that are right there in the middle are pink-backed pelicans.
Hi.
Not very pink looking right now. That's because they're only pink during the mating season. They can nest in some rather large colonies, anywhere from about 20 pairs all the way up to about 500 pairs. Right over on the banks there, right beneath us, that is the Nile crocodile. And the Nile crocodile is the largest crocodilian species in Africa. They can reach lengths of up to 20 feet long. Quite a few crocs out there on the banks. Also quite a few in the water. Now, a lot of times when they are in the water, all you're going to see at the surface is just the eyes and the nose sticking up. But they can also stay completely submerged underwater for hours at a time. An BAOBAB tree, also known as an upside-down tree, because it looks like it has its roots coming right out the top. It's actually just leafless right now, though, and it'll remain that way for about 9 months out of the year in order to conserve water. Right down at the bottom of the hill here, you'll see the ANKOLE cattle. They're also known as the WATUSI cattle. That's after the WATUSI tribe, which first domesticated them about 2,000 years ago. They're the only domesticated species found out on the reserve because they do generally live side by side with wildlife. So they're right at home out here with all the other animals. The horns on those cattle are rather impressive looking. They grow to about 3 to 4 feet in length. And because their blood vessels run throughout those horns, it acts as a cooling system for the cattle. Right over on the left are the African wild dogs, also known as the African painted dogs. They're generally found living in packs between 5 to 15 adults, plus any pups that there may be. And they're led by an alpha male and an alpha female, which are the predominant breeders out of the group. There's quite a few of the African wild dogs laying up against those rocks also. They are most active in the early morning and early evening hours. Right now they're taking a nap, avoiding any real activity during the heat of the day. They're considered the most successful hunters out on the savannah, with a success rate that far exceeds that of any big cat even, because they hunt as such an organized pack. These antelope here over on the left are the sable antelopes. Very majestic looking species. They have horns that can reach lengths of up to 5 feet long. And they do use their horns for defense. Females tend to have the reddish-brownish coat. Males tend to be more of a darker brown, almost even a blackish color.
Look at this one.
All the towering structures that you see all over the savannah are termite mounds, home to millions of termites. They've got their very own ecosystems going on inside of there, where they've got everything from a nursery for the little termites to their very own fungi gardens towards the bottom. They'll even dig wells so that they have a source of water inside of there. Really quite fascinating structures. They can be over 30 feet tall in some areas here in Africa, but on average they're about 8 feet tall, which is still rather impressive considering it's a tiny little termite that built those mounds. Giraffes do have very good eyesight, which when combined with that height does give them a good advantage here because they're able to see everything going on out on the savannah, including seeing anything lurking in the taller grasses. They are, of course, well known for that real long neck of theirs. It's composed of only 7 vertebrae, the exact same number as what's in your neck. The giraffes also have a very long tongue. It's up to 18 inches long. Right up ahead is an African elephant. Now, both the male and female African elephants do have tusks. Herds are made up of females and juveniles. Males like that one typically leave the herd and go out on their own by the time they're about 12 to 15 years old or so. The males are also known as bull elephants. Now you'll also want to keep an eye out over on the left for a troop of mandrills, the largest of the monkey species. Males have bright blue and red markings. The brightest one is the alpha male. And there is one of the females right there. Even though mandrills can live in troops of up to 100 individuals, in general they're considered a very shy species. Even amongst themselves they're somewhat shy, so a lot of times they hide out in the bushes or behind the rocks there. Mandrills are also one of the few species besides humans that will smile at each other socially, even baring their teeth just like we do. All this around us right here is red clay, very important mineral supplement for elephants. They use their tusks to rake off a piece and then they'll eat it. You can see all those tusk marks right there in the walls. So they're fairly recent marks. That's because the herd of elephants is right there. And look at that little baby elephant there.
And they have a baby right there. Yeah, there's a baby.
Now, one of the cool things about the African elephants is that their ears are shaped like the continent of Africa. A lot of times you'll see them flapping those ears around. By doing so, they can cool their body temperature down by about 15 degrees. Elephants do also have very excellent hearing. And the greater flamingo is not only the largest of the flamingo species, but also the palest pink. They do get their color from their diet. They'll eat a lot of brine shrimp and other crustaceans, which are very high in beta-carotene. Now you may notice that flamingo right there. It does have an egg right there by her feet. All these ones that are laying down right here on sort of those mounds are incubating some eggs. It takes about a month for a flamingo egg to hatch. Right up ahead is cheetah territory. Cheetahs are the fastest land mammal. They're able to reach speeds of 60 miles an hour in only 3 seconds. But they can only sustain that for a couple hundred yards.
They're behind the tree. Look.
It's that male right there that defends the territory and protects any cubs that there may be. While the females, the lionesses, are the ones that do the hunting at night. Now, lions are nocturnal. They spend about 16 to 20 hours out of every day just laying around, resting and sleeping. There's not usually a lot of activity out of them until later on in the evening, and then it's usually a little ways after sunset when they're not only most active, but also a lot of times that's when they'll be most vocal. They do roar quite a bit during the nighttime safaris, so you may want to think about coming back and joining us tonight for one of those. The zebra there is the Grant zebra, also known as plain zebras, and you can tell what kind of zebra it is by where their stripes meet. Grant zebras are the only zebra species with stripes that go all the way around the belly.